Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another secret base figure preview video. Now today I'm very excited to be taking a look at the Mark 85, and I know it's called Mark 85 because I can read Roman numerals. But either way, I want to say a huge thank you to Ryan Kirkwood over in Hong Kong for snapping me these pictures at Secret Base. He ran out, dropped whatever he was doing, and went and snapped these pictures, and I couldn't say thank you enough to Ryan for that. Now first of all, let's take a look at some of the hands that he comes with. Now, I was originally thinking this was going to be a just straight up repaint of the Mark 50. It doesn't seem to be the case at all. There are a whole bunch of newly sculpted elements. I do assume that the body underneath, much like Armor Thanos, is exactly the same as the previous version, except in this case, there's a whole lot more going on in terms of resculpting the armor itself. But as you can see, there's a lot of silver on the hands, which is interesting because most of the figure's details are in gold on this version, and I really do like that. Now you can take a look at some of the added accessories that aren't on display because I assume they aren't finalized, and that being the head sculpt. The wing accessory is on the figure. The head sculpt looks absolutely awesome, and I cannot wait to see the final production version. Hopefully it's on display when I head over to Hong Kong. Now taking a look at the display base, you can see that it's a dynamic display base, and you can see that the artwork on the top of the base is quite a lot different to what we saw with the Infinity War versions. It's red as well, so I don't know if that's exclusive to Iron Man. That's sort of his color scheme. We'll have to wait and see with the rest of the figures. I would expect more Endgame announcements to be coming in really quickly, especially that in that Endgame cap. I reckon he is going to be next. But either way, the gold on the legs looks really nice. I love that pitting work. That really does make it look like metal. I don't have my Mark 50 in hand yet, but I have a good suspicion that it's going to be quite a heavy figure, and most of the figure is going to be die cast, which is awesome because that pretty much is going to carry over to this version here. As I said, the gold looks really crisp, and it does harken back, or not even that far back. I mean, the Mark 46 concept art version, which came out a couple of months ago, pretty much looks like this version, except this is a lot more sleek, and I really do love that. A lot of people were saying they wish the Mark 46 concept version was seen on film. Well, here you go. This is pretty much that direct translation, except it's the Mark 50 that's been given that treatment. Now, I really do love this accessory that's on his back. Now, my speculation is that this piece is used to travel into space, and that's what this is for, because it's a huge sort of backpack accessory piece with a huge thruster, it looks like, on the back, and I reckon that's what this piece is used for space travel. Now, you can see on the front here, there's not so much of that battle damage work that we saw in the Mark 50. I don't know if it's going to be there on the final version, but it is really glossy and really nice. And it also is quite a lot different to what we saw with the Mark 50. It's even more sleek, if that was even possible. It looks really good. Now, the helmet itself is also quite a lot different from what we saw with the Mark 50. It's much more angular. Those sort of gold pieces that go up around the side, which sort of look like a really long mustache, aren't there anymore. It's more sleek, it's more streamlined, and it's very angular, and I really do like that. It gives a really mean look to the figure, and I think it definitely needed that. The Mark 50 looked a little bit soft in the detail sort of section, made it look a little bit more friendly. This is definitely a mean suit of armor. Now you can take a look at the hand repulsor here. There's a lot more detail in this than we saw with the Mark 50. That was a little bit more flat. This definitely has a lot more going on. Now, a front-on view of that helmet, you can see what I mean with the angular look, and also the way the top of the helmet is more of a V-taper. It definitely looks like that classic suit of Iron Man armor. It almost looks like the Extremis armor a little bit. If you go and do some research, I think you'll find that it definitely does look a little bit like that, and I do like that about it, and I love the fact that they have gone, as I said, with the red and gold. It's so damn classic, and I really love the fact that they've done that. Now, I'm quite interested to see the back of the suit of armor without that accessory piece on there. I want to know how that attaches. It's very interesting to me that he's got this huge back piece that slots on there. It's probably like the Mark 51 that pegs in. It'd be cool if it was magnetic, but we'll have to wait and see with the final production version, as with all of the rest of the stuff on this suit of armor here. Now, another side shot, you can see that it is quite a large piece. It doesn't seem to be hindering the dynamic display base at all, but it still looks really good, and it does look very capable in terms of space travel, if indeed that's what it is for. I really can't wait to see this suit of armor in Endgame. Now, as I said, the angular helmet you can see from the top down here, it's really awesome. I think they've done an excellent job translating that comic look to this figure, and I do think that a lot of people will be probably either selling or cancelling their Mark 50 pre-order for this version, because I know this is a color scheme that a lot of people have been waiting for, me included, although I am definitely going to be keeping my Mark 50. I don't think this one will replace it on the shelf by any means. I do think that there is room for both. Now here, taking a look at the the chest plate. I love the detail on this side of the sort of abdomen area. They've done a really good job of differentiating this from the Mark 50. Now, that's pretty much it for this video. I want to say a huge thank you once again to Ryan Kirkwood for snapping me these photos. This suit of armor looks incredible. I cannot wait to see it in person myself and eventually pick it up as well. Pre-order it now with Toys Wonderland HK. His link is down in the description below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.